VK2 X-Ray Bravo Mobile.
Mobile station, go ahead.
Hey, g'day Emil, how are you? Victor Kilo 2 X-Ray Bravo. I'm actually mobile in VK3. Good afternoon again, Emil, over.
Yeah, Indy, good afternoon, good morning. Beautiful signal, 59 today, over.
G'day, my name's Indy and my call is VK2 X-Ray Bravo. Now, I am a YouTuber, I guess. I'm also an amateur radio enthusiast, but I'm not a, I don't monetize my channel and I'm not a slick YouTuber. I just occasionally put stuff up there if I think I can help somebody or if it might be of some interest to people. Now, the purpose of this video is that about a week ago, and I'm a long distance or interstate over the road truck driver and I don't get much time at home. About a week or so ago, I decided, well, I'm going to try a little bit of slow scan TV with this radio down here. And I don't know whether this is pointing at it or not because I don't have preview running. But anyway, and I'm just using a GoPro head cam. Anyway, I went searching on YouTube and on the interwebs, and there wasn't a lot of information regarding how to make it work. In fact, there was bugger all. There was a little bit how to operate slow scan TV, but nothing particular to this radio. And this has got, it's a built-in sound card and it's all singing, all dancing, do everything. And nobody had bothered to make the information public. So the first things first. Down here, you might see, is a lead that goes into the back of the radio. That's one of those printer USB cables. It's a USB-B, which goes over this computer over here. I'm going to move this out of the way. So, that's the first thing. Seems very simple, but there's also data output at the back of the radio. I didn't know which one to use. So then I went trying to look for radio settings. What radio settings? Didn't have a clue. And now the first thing that's been suggested to me is that if you have trouble with decoding pictures, you need to go up here and turn the AGC off. So all I've done is clicked on there, or you can do it on the screen of the radio down here, and you go click on there and then you go to off. I didn't notice any improvement, but that's what people tell me. So there's the first thing. I'm going to turn it back on because I find that it didn't make an iota of difference. Now I need to go into the radio settings. And the way to do that is down here with the function button. And it brings up this screen. I'm not sure how well you can see that. But what I will do is I will insert photos to stools so that you can see where I'm going. But if you look up here, hopefully you can see the mouse here. Radio settings. Click on radio settings. Brings you up onto a new screen. For what I'm doing, all I need is the SSTV mode. Now, I don't know can't remember, to be honest, what the default modes were, but I know all of these were default because I never touched them. So, work the way down the screen. SSB out, main or sub. That caught me earlier on, so I just leave that on main, which is meaning the left-hand side of the screen when we go back to it will be where you're operating. Now this is the one that's a bit important. SSB mod source. The default is there. You want it on rear. And then likewise, rear select is USB. I'm not sure, I didn't change this. That's the default setting. And I seem to be people able to print my pictures, so I was worried about it being too much gain there. Okay, so we'll go down, and in the bottom one here, RPTT select, I've got it on DTR. Okay, I didn't worry about all these because I'm not going to do it on AM or anything else. Didn't worry about any of them. But essentially, if you see anything there that is to do with the USB out of the back, well, that's what you select. Okay, now we're going to go back again, and we'll go up here to operational settings. Here, again, I'll take photos of these, hopefully. General. I didn't really make any changes at all, I don't think, in here, but I'm going to go through them in any case. Decode select and the main band, which is again in the left hand side, which I'll point out directly. There's really nothing else here. Those are all default settings. CAD RTS is on. I presume that means computer aided transmit. I'm not actually sure. And the rest of these I've just left as is. And there's a local repeater coming back on my Icom VHF radio. None of this needed any alterations at all. See this one here? If you have it selected on data, the Vox will not work full stop. So I leave mine on the mic, the Vox select on mic. And the rest is just to do with the speed of tuning. So we'll exit out of there and out of there, and to get out of this screen we come down here and we hit the function again. When I was talking about the left and right side of the screen, this is your transmit and receive window, which is on your main, I'll call it transceiver, main part of the radio. And that was a trick for some young players, because I had at one stage I couldn't get it to decode on receive. Yeah, well, that's because I was over here on the right hand side. I had subband selected. Dumb. But anyway, that's what I did. So that's that part. Now we come over to the software. One thing you should be aware of, if you've got a real lot of noise, it's going to be fairly useless. You might be able to see up here, and I'll include some of these photos at the end of this video that I've downloaded. He had a pretty good signal, so I was able to decode him without too much trouble, as you can see. Now this fella, I can't even make his call sign out. I think it's YC8U I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, that's a bit rough. YC9UAB. Okay, I don't know why they call it a QSO, because it's hardly a QSO per se. But anyway, it's a contact. I'm not sure that I'll ever try and have a conversation via pictures. I'll just put them up there, and if people enjoy them, well and good. If they don't, when they can't decode them, bad luck. And see, here's another good photo from him. They're relatively good, given the amount of noise that I get here. And as you see, as the noise increases and the rubbish starts to interfere with the signal, you start to get some pretty ordinary prints on the screen. And that was Lee up at Scone. Now Lee's about 500 kilometres away from me. But even he said it was pointless yesterday because of the amount of noise on the band. Thus, now this bloke's not very far from me, and you can see as soon as you are able to defeat the background noise, the signal, the copy is vastly improved resolution. And those are some from today, which are, to be blunt, they're a bit horrible. And again, it's due to my background noise. But I have had excellent features as well. So, what do we do here? I will supply stills to show you, but you go up the top line here. Once you've got it all hooked up, radio's on. Come down to the bottom here, set up MMSSTV. So you click on that, and it brings you up into this window. You want, again, I've got stills, that's all grayed out, you can't access it anyway. Auto start is vis or sync. Scorch level is lower. RXBPF is broad. The next box under there on the right hand side, the middle one there, is auto stop, auto restart, auto resync, auto slant, and decode FSKID. They're all ticked on mine. RX buffer is RAM. Then we go to the TX tab. On my machine, and this will vary from machine to machine, it's COM1. I'm not going to be able to help you out with that because it'll, particularly if you're using Windows, and I'm not, I'm using Linux, and this is a Windows program which is operating under Wine. So I'm able to designate COM ports. You can't do that with Windows. So on mine, it's COM port 1. You're just going to have to work that one out yourself. Probably suck and see. Okay, digital output level is relatively low. There's my call sign there. Vox tone is standard. And I use a little CWID at the end of it, which probably could be a little slower than that, but anyway. And there you have that. And then you go into radio commands. And again, mine is on COM port 2. You'll notice 4800 baud. That matches over there on the baud rate over on the other thing, which I didn't point out because it defaults to 4800. So just make this one 4800 and you'll be right. The data length is 8 bits. Then it has one stop bit and no parity. These here are flow controls. Those are actually the Icom ones, but they work for this, so fine, I'm just going to hang on to them. It works. Okay. Okay. In the miscellaneous, this is where it can be interesting. And the reason being, if you look here on my left, there's a mixer. And excuse the mess in here. Now that mixer is essentially a USB sound card with its own definition for receive and transmit. And it is on all the time. So here you got a drop down menu and you'll have to suck and see. Now that's the received audio. Sound card in is received. Now I'll show you what happens. Look at that screen. I'll just up here. See all that in the waterfall. See all the squiggly lines, for want of a better way. The way to know that you've got the right sound card in is I'm going to momentarily turn the radio off and watch these squiggly lines. Gone. I'm going to turn the radio back on and Bob's your uncle, they're back again. So that's how I know that I've got the right sound card input. Sound card output, I just more or less duplicated similar looking codecs. That one there, by the way, happens to be for that over there on mine. Okay, so source is mono, the FIFO is RX of 12 and a TX of 8 that stops overrun, and I haven't messed with any of the rest of that. And that's all there is to it. Then when it comes time that you want to transmit, you go in here and there's a picture I've got up there already. I'll have a little listen through the speakers out here. Whoops, we've got to turn them on first. I can't hear anything there, so I'm going to transmit. We'll probably get some bleed back through that PA over there. So here we go, I'm just going to transmit this. Unfortunately, I've got a little bit of RF getting back into those speakers over there. That will be easily cured, I think, just by doing a bit of bonding, making common earth. But it doesn't seem to affect my transmit signal in any way, shape or form anyway. This is, I'm using SC2 180, which is a lot slower, but it works. And if we look back here in the radio, you can see I'm actually transmitting a little bit too much power. I'll drop that back a bit to about 90 watts. Radio is capable of a lot more than that, but it's pretty intense duty cycle, hence cutting it back a bit. And in a minute, when I get to the bottom of the screen there, the thing will automatically stop transmitting. And presumably somebody will end up with a photograph of a sunset with one of the trucks I used to drive. We've still got her, but she's been handed down the line. I could get rid of that noise by just turning the main switch off over there. Just couldn't be bothered. Okay, so we're nearly at the end. I'll move the mouse out of the way. That's my Morse code ID. And there you go. Simple as that. I hope that does help you. Whether it does or not, I don't know, but it's more than I had when I started off. Thank you very much. And the following series of photographs were images downloaded via MMSSTV. God, I can't say it. And as you'll see, when the signal is really strong, they're excellent. When it's not, they are what they are. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it was of some use to you. This has been VK2 X-Ray Bravo.